Hi, everybody. Welcome to another lesson of Learn Guitar with Papa Barry. This particular lesson, we're going to talk about bar chords. So what is a bar chord? Well, a bar chord is basically using anything other than the nut, which for like its open E chord, you would play. And so that's not a bar chord because the bar is actually being, the nut is doing the bar chord. So if I was to move up one fret and play that same shape, play an F chord, that's a bar chord because I'm using my index finger as the nut. And I go up to say a G, same shape, up to an A, up to a B, up to a D, and up to another E. So those are all bar chords because I'm using my index finger as a way to stretch across the whole fretboard. And I'm using the same shape. In other words, I'm using, let's say, the three fingers here. Let's say for the G bar chord, I've got the index finger going across the fretboard, and then I'm using my fourth finger for the sixth fret on the second string there, and then the pinky for the sixth fret on the third string, and then my third finger on the fifth fret of the fourth string. So that one makes a G. So that's what a bar chord is. And so you should practice that going up and down the fretboard. And I'll do a section of this lesson now where we can get a little bit closer and take a look at what that actually looks like. Now on bar chords, again, like I said, we're using our index finger to go across the whole fretboard. So this is right here is an A chord. We go 1, 2, 3, 4 across. And we say the same shape all the way up to the B, all the way up the fretboard. Not changing the shape, but I'm, again, using that index finger as I would across the bottom of the fret, the top of the fretboard, like the nut, which is this right here. That is the very, very top of the fretboard. And what we're doing is we're simulating a nut, which makes it across all the frets. We're using our index finger in place of that, and then creating, see, an open E string. The nut is taking that open string. We go up to a G, we're using the index finger to do that. Hope that's clear. So you should practice making this particular shape, okay, because that's a standard bar chord shape. And when I say shape, meaning that, let's say for a G, we're using the index finger again. We're taking the sixth fret on the second string with our fourth finger on the sixth string, and then on the sixth fret, and then on the same thing on the third string, sixth fret, but on the fifth fret on the fourth string. And then the other strings are being handled by the index finger. So that's what we call a bar chord and a shape. And you should practice that running up and down the fretboard. And we'll get into some other things, but this is a very basic shape, and you should practice that. Again, if you're doing your finger exercises to like widen your fingers a little bit and your tendons, that again is going to make it the muscle memory of your hand much more easy to make these kind of shapes on the fretboard, which you should be practicing. So don't forget to subscribe and tune on in. Come on back for the next lesson.